Well, during the holidays this year, we went to Florida for a short time and visited with some people and stopped in and visited Carol Williams, our first HIV nurse at Community Health Network. Haven't seen each other for a while, and talked about these days and the old days and told stories and bored our husbands, but it was kind of fun. And one was a story of how broke we were at Community Health Network in those early days. There were weeks when Steve Scheibel and I would hold our salaries back and so we could pay staff. And we talked about that and also talked about the day when we needed to pay the copier repair person. And the story is that when we first opened in 1989, we saved the co-payments from our first two patients. One was a $5 bill from one insurance plan, and the other was a $10 bill where a patient had a different kind of insurance. But those first two patients' co-pays put in a frame and saved the bills and hung the frame over the copier. A retiring doc in town donated the copier to us, and it, even though it was old, it still worked, and it came with a service contract so that the service visits would be under this warranty. And one day, the copier service man came because the copier wasn't working and did his work and then said, that's $15 for parts. The service call is covered, but it's $15 for the parts. And I looked in my wallet and I was broke because I hadn't been paid in a couple of weeks. So we were a little short of money. Now, you probably know where this is going because above me on the wall was $15, 15 real dollars that we had framed. So now that the copier was working, we took the bills down, copied the bills, and put the copy back in the frame and gave the $15 to the copier guy. And then she reminded me of two patients that were some of her favorites. And she said that over the years, and she was a nurse for many years, that she never really developed social connections with patients, and that it was a different experience with two patients, two guys with AIDS, who were our patients, Chuck and Ron, both of whom died. During their illness, Carol was like their mother. And she became friendly with them on a social basis and would stop by their house to visit and all of that. And like any good friend, she would help them out when they needed assistance. And one of those times was written in a letter from Chuck to Carol, thanking her for helping get Chuck and Ron all settled medically so that they could travel during the holiday season to visit Chuck's parents. And he talked in the letter about how much he enjoyed, about how much both of them enjoyed their visit with the parents, and said that this would be the last time that they saw them, and thanked Carol for everything she did to get them ready medically so they could make the trip. And I thought to myself, that just doesn't happen these days. It's just different. And that the AIDS epidemic brought people together in ways that we didn't always anticipate or didn't always do, but brought people together in meaningful ways. And that was whether it was finding money, taking it off the wall to pay the copier salesman, or getting two patients to see their parents for the last time.